Hello and welcome. My name is Sarah Mitchell. For more than 20 years, I've been studying nutrition, vitamins, and how simple foods can support the body as we get older. I'm not here to overwhelm you with complicated science. I'm here to show you what actually helps, what works together, and how small daily habits can support your health for many years to come. If you care about staying sharp, protecting your vision, and learning what nutrients your body truly needs, you're in the right place. Let's begin. If you've ever had random muscle twitches, trouble sleeping, constant fatigue, or a strange feeling of anxiety that seems to come out of nowhere, your body might be trying to tell you something important. And the surprising part is that the cause might not be stress, aging, or lack of sleep. It might be a silent nutrient deficiency that millions of people have without realizing. If you've ever walked into a room and suddenly forgotten why you went there, struggled to remember someone's name that you absolutely know, or found yourself searching for a word that used to come easily, you're not alone. And here's something important that many people don't realize. After the age of 50, some of these changes in memory and focus can be connected to something surprisingly simple. Your brain might not be getting enough of the nutrients it needs to function at its best. The brain is one of the most energy-demanding organs in the body. Even though it represents only about 2% of your body weight, it uses roughly 20% of your body's energy. And that energy production, communication between neurons, and protection against oxidative stress all depend heavily on certain vitamins and nutrients. The challenge is that as we age, the body's ability to absorb and utilize some nutrients gradually changes. At the same time, the brain becomes more sensitive to inflammation, oxidative damage, and metabolic shifts. That combination means nutrition becomes more important than ever for maintaining mental clarity, focus, and long-term brain health. Today, I want to talk about 5 vitamins that researchers and nutrition experts often highlight when it comes to supporting brain health after 50. These nutrients play important roles in memory, concentration, mood balance, and overall cognitive function. And the 5th one is particularly interesting because many people are unknowingly low in it, even when they believe their diet is healthy. Let's begin with the first one, vitamin B12. Vitamin B12 is one of the most important vitamins for the nervous system. It helps maintain the protective coating around nerves called the myelin sheath, which allows electrical signals in the brain to travel quickly and efficiently. It also plays a key role in the production of red blood cells and the formation of DNA. When B12 levels drop too low, the brain and nervous system may not function as efficiently. People sometimes notice symptoms such as brain fog, forgetfulness, fatigue, difficulty concentrating, or mood changes. Here's why B12 becomes especially important after 50. Absorption of vitamin B12 depends on healthy stomach acid and a protein called intrinsic factor. As we age, stomach acid production often decreases, which can make B12 absorption less efficient. That means even if someone eats foods that contain B12, their body may not absorb it as effectively as it did earlier in life. Foods naturally rich in B12 include fish, eggs, dairy products, and meat. Some fortified foods also provide B12. Maintaining adequate B12 levels is one of the most commonly discussed topics in nutrition when it comes to memory support and brain health in older adults. Now let's talk about vitamin number 2, vitamin D. Most people associate vitamin D with bone health, but researchers have increasingly discovered that vitamin D also plays an important role in brain function. Vitamin D receptors are found in many areas of the brain involved in memory and cognitive processing. Vitamin D helps regulate inflammation, supports immune function, and may influence neurotransmitter activity in the brain. Low vitamin D levels have been associated in some studies with mood changes, cognitive decline, and reduced mental performance, although research in this area is still evolving. One reason vitamin D deficiency has become so common is that our bodies produce it mainly through sunlight exposure. As people get older, the skin becomes less efficient at producing vitamin D from sunlight. At the same time, many people spend more time indoors or use sun protection more consistently. As a result, vitamin D insufficiency is now widespread in many countries, including the United States. Maintaining healthy vitamin D levels may support not only bone strength, but also overall brain and mood health. Now let's move to the third vitamin, Vitamin E. Vitamin E is a powerful antioxidant that helps protect cells from oxidative stress. This is especially important for the brain because brain cells are particularly sensitive to oxidative damage. Oxidative stress is one of the processes researchers study when looking at aging and cognitive decline. Antioxidants like vitamin E help neutralize free radicals that can damage cell membranes and disrupt normal cellular function. Some studies have explored the relationship between vitamin E intake and cognitive aging, suggesting that diets rich in antioxidant nutrients may support long-term brain health. Foods that naturally contain vitamin E include almonds, sunflower seeds, hazelnuts, spinach, and avocados. Including these foods regularly can help provide antioxidant protection that supports the brain's delicate structures. Now here's where things get especially interesting. The next nutrient isn't just one vitamin. It's a group of vitamins that work together. The B-complex vitamins, particularly vitamin B6, B9, which is also called folate, and B12. These vitamins play a key role in regulating a compound in the body called homocysteine. Elevated homocysteine levels have been associated in some studies with increased risk of cognitive decline and cardiovascular issues. B vitamins help convert homocysteine into other beneficial molecules that the body can use. They also participate in the production of neurotransmitters such as serotonin, dopamine, and GABA, which influence mood, focus, and emotional balance. This means B vitamins support both cognitive performance and mental well-being. For many people over 50, maintaining adequate intake of these B vitamins can support healthy brain metabolism and communication between neurons. Leafy green vegetables, legumes, whole grains, eggs, and fish can provide these important nutrients. Now let's talk about vitamin number 5, and this is the one many people don't expect: vitamin K. Most people think of vitamin K only in relation to blood clotting. But researchers have discovered that vitamin K also plays important roles in the brain. Vitamin K is involved in the production of certain molecules called sphingolipids, which are essential components of brain cell membranes. These molecules help maintain the structural integrity of neurons and support communication between brain cells. Some observational studies have suggested that higher dietary intake of vitamin K may be associated with better cognitive performance in older adults. Foods rich in vitamin K include leafy green vegetables like kale, spinach, and broccoli. Interestingly, traditional diets that include a lot of green vegetables often provide abundant vitamin K, which may be one reason they're associated with healthy aging. Now let's step back for a moment and look at the bigger picture. Brain health after 50 is not determined by a single vitamin or supplement. It's the result of a combination of factors working together. Nutrition plays a central role, but so do physical activity, sleep quality, stress management, and social engagement. Regular movement improves blood flow to the brain, delivering oxygen and nutrients that brain cells need. Sleep helps the brain clear metabolic waste products that accumulate throughout the day. Social interaction stimulates cognitive networks and helps maintain emotional well-being. And nutrition provides the building blocks that support all of these processes. When the brain receives the nutrients it needs, it can maintain remarkable adaptability. Scientists often refer to this ability as neuroplasticity. Even later in life, the brain can form new connections, strengthen neural pathways, and adapt to new challenges. But these processes require energy, protection from oxidative stress, and a steady supply of micronutrients. That's where vitamins like B12, D, E, B-complex vitamins, and vitamin K come into the picture. Another important point to remember is that many symptoms people associate with normal aging may sometimes be related to nutrient imbalances. Fatigue, brain fog, forgetfulness, low mood, and difficulty concentrating can have many possible causes. But nutritional status is one factor worth considering. Healthcare professionals often evaluate vitamin levels through blood tests when someone experiences persistent cognitive symptoms. Identifying and correcting a deficiency, when present, can sometimes support improvements in energy and mental clarity. Of course, supplements should always be approached thoughtfully and ideally under professional guidance. More is not always better when it comes to vitamins. The goal is balance. A nutrient-dense diet remains the most reliable foundation for supporting brain health. Foods such as fatty fish, colorful vegetables, berries, nuts, seeds, whole grains, legumes, and quality proteins provide a wide spectrum of vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and beneficial plant compounds. Many of these foods are staples of dietary patterns like the Mediterranean diet, which has been widely studied for its potential benefits for cardiovascular and cognitive health. Another factor worth mentioning is blood sugar balance. The brain depends on a steady supply of glucose for energy, but large spikes and crashes in blood sugar can affect focus, mood, and cognitive performance. Eating balanced meals that include fiber, protein, and healthy fats can help maintain more stable energy levels throughout the day. Hydration also matters. Even mild dehydration can affect concentration and mental performance. Sometimes people experience headaches, fatigue, or difficulty focusing simply because they're not drinking enough fluids. Now let me share a small observation that nutrition professionals often notice. People who focus on supporting their brain health through nutrition and lifestyle often begin to feel more empowered about aging. Instead of viewing age as something that automatically leads to decline, they begin to see it as a stage where small daily choices can have meaningful long-term impact. A nutrient-rich meal, a walk outside in the sunlight, a good night's sleep, a conversation with a friend. These things may seem simple, but together they support the complex systems that keep the brain functioning well. And here's the most encouraging part. Research continues to show that the brain is remarkably adaptable, even later in life. With the right environment, the right nutrients, and consistent healthy habits, the brain can continue learning, adapting, and thriving for many years. So if you're over 50 and you've been thinking more about your memory, focus, or long-term brain health, remember that small changes can make a meaningful difference. Supporting your body with the right nutrients, including vitamins like B12, vitamin D, vitamin E, B-complex vitamins, and vitamin K, is one step in a much bigger picture. Because your brain isn't just the organ that helps you remember things. It's the center of your personality, your creativity, your relationships, and your experiences. Taking care of it is one of the most valuable investments you can make in your future. And the good news is that it's never too late to start supporting your brain in ways that help it stay strong, clear, and resilient as the years go on.